Proposals are being made for churches in Zimbabwe to actually pay their taxes. And I have to say this is a brilliant move on the government's part. You have preachers like Prophet Emmanuel Makandiwa who are making a killing off of the revenue that his church is receiving, but not having to pay any taxes off of it. A source with a Zilga urban executive had the following to say. What we discussed as urban councils was that we have seen the prime areas and even buildings in our towns have been turned into churches. Even in the industrial areas they have taken over. We're supposed to get meaningful revenue from prime areas. If you have turned an industrial area into a church, that does not change the element that it is an industrial area. Exactly. So basically, if the government has designated a certain area of town for industrial purposes like manufacturing of goods, then it is unfair for a church to set up shop and then not having to pay any taxes, and that means there is less available land or less available areas for entrepreneurs and investors to actually put money into the Zimbabwe economy. He goes on and says, they are making a killing. Are we still in the business of praying, or are we manufacturing cash under the banner of worship? Couldn't say it better. The thinking is that the area that are supposed to be prime, are supposed to generate revenue for the council. Let them pay commercial rates. Exactly. You have Makandiwa buying a $300,000 car, yet he can't pay for commercial rates. This is what the government needs to pay for roads and to pay for schools and hospitals and other essentials that come with living in a society. I do not believe prayer is the answer to all. You cannot pray for a road and it magically happens. You need the government to be able to collect tax revenue and then build those roads. Now, is the government of Zimbabwe actually going to build those roads? That's up to the people and the populace to demand from their leaders in order for them to make sure that happens. But it's definitely not gonna happen when you have preachers driving around $300,000 cars and wearing 150-pound shirts. That's not gonna happen. They're not contributing to the society. So this is a brilliant move on behalf of the government of Zimbabwe.